More people have been pulled alive from the site of the building collapse in George, bringing the total so far to 36, but 39 others remain unaccounted for.
Now, the building caved in on Monday just after 2 p.m., leading to the deaths of 7 people. Now, rescuers are hoping to save more of those trapped beneath the rubble. Let's get you the latest update, and for that we're joined by our reporter from George, Sipha Kema, who's been following the developments very, very closely. She's on the scene right now as we speak. An early start for disaster management workers this morning. Sipha, I think let's talk to us about just the work that's being done even at this time, so early in the morning, what time their day starts, and also the numbers right now, what we're looking at, how many people still trapped beneath the rubble.
Well, Naledi, I can tell you this, that the team on the ground is working really hard. I mean, not even the rain that came through just before midnight stopped their efforts when they were able to pull out one of the survivors just after 2 o'clock. We've been informed that just after 2 o'clock, another 2 a.m. in the morning, that is, another survivor was pulled out. A lady was pulled out from this rubble in a certain part here. Now, something that we've been told, Naledi, before we speak to our guest for an update, we were told that some of the survivors underneath the rubble are actually packed underneath or on top of each other, rather. Where you see that hole where they had pulled out that one survivor just after 7 p.m. last night is where some of those still trapped underneath this rubble are. And the team is looking at ways that they were able to retrieve them from that rubble. But not only that area, there's another area to my right where we also saw in those moments with Xoli where they pulled out one of those survivors from the rubble underneath. But to talk about, you know, the work that's been done on the ground overnight, we do have Mr. Anton Bredell from the Western Cape government. Mr. Bredell, I mean, when we look at the efforts being done by the teams on the ground right now, not even the rain from last night stopped their efforts when they pulled the lady out.
Yes, no, we can't fault anybody here on scene. The search and rescue teams, SAPs, EMS, everybody working day and night to survive. They've all got families. We understand the pressure the families are under. It's very difficult for them to await news. It's also difficult because the people we retrieve, we can't immediately identify them. So it's a long wait for them. But we managed to retrieve 36 people, 39 still looking for, and it's becoming more and more difficult. I think the teams are busy just reassessing, and we will send in the dogs to see if they can detect any signs of life, and then we will again send in all the rescue workers to see if they can retrieve any persons alive, and more it will then become a kind of just not more rescue scenario, but a scenario where we retrieve bodies.
Yeah. And now, Mr. Bredell, I mean, you have also been on site, I mean, hours on end here since even yesterday you were here. When you look at the amount of work being put in by these teams and the efforts put in, you know, what do you have to say to continue to encourage them, as well as the community members that have volunteered their time here?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. The residents of George, from providing food, supplements, etc., it's just brilliant. They also working day and night. But our search and rescue people, they've been trained for this kind of work. I know them for years, working with them for years. They will not stop. This is what they train to do. This is what they want to do, and they will keep on till the end. But also, we will need to now get relief for them. So there's teams on their way from Gauteng, from other areas to come and relieve them. It's important that we do protect them as well. Let's hope we get another couple of people out there alive.
And Mr. Bredell, is there any concern regarding, you know, dehydration as well as not having food, but the most important, dehydration, not being able to have access to any form of liquids or water with those that are still trapped underneath the rubble?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, but from early Monday, late Monday afternoon. They were sending water down, etc., to get to people, because obviously dehydration is a big issue. But now they must first find the people, and that is what they will focus on.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bredell. That's Mr. Anton Bredell from the Western Cape government, of course, giving us an update of the work that's being done by some of the emergency services and rescue teams currently on site. As you can see, Naledi, yes, they have taken a bit of a break, but not just only that, it is a change of shift, as also mentioned by Mr. Bredell, is that it is important to make sure that the teams are well rested as well, so that they can continue with the efforts, and also more teams actually being brought in. And I do remember that my colleague Karinda was actually telling me that some of the teams, the rescue teams that were on a flight here from Johannesburg to George, they were actually on the same flight as her, and they received a standing applause when they were walking out, or they came off of that plane, because those that were inside knew exactly the kind of job that those rescue teams are here to do. So it is a multidisciplinary as well as a collaborative effort from various provinces as well. I mean, coming from Gauteng to actually help out the teams here on the ground. So soon enough, we will be seeing the teams continuing with the search and rescue mission, but also at times during the night when the dogs or when the winds also, pick up, what they've done is they clear the site. Everyone needs to clear the site, and then they let the canine sniffer dogs come out and actually go over the site to start picking up the scents. And we saw the dogs being brought in just earlier on as they also come back from taking a bit of a break. As you can see, there's the team there in a bit of a scrum, trying to assess the situation, where they're going to, continue, how they're going to continue, because that's the most important part there, Naledi, because, the early survivors that were taken out, it was more easier because they were at the top, but now they need to go back to the drawing board and assess how they're going to lift up these slabs. But we will continue to bring you updates from Georgia on the ground, Naledi, at every moment that happens.
Yeah, a mammoth task if ever there was one. Sipha Kema, there, our reporter, speaking to us from Georgia in the Western Cape. 36 people accounted for and rescued, 39 still under the rubble, and she'll keep us updated. Of course, stay with us, because at 7:15, Aldrin will have a conversation with a mother of one of the victims.